This is Adam Watson.
And Levon Baker.
You're listening to the Darkslinger Mafia podcast. So this week I'm not going to be posting an Bovine Muerte update. Last week I wrapped up the final image for issue number 4, which was oddly enough the cover, as I've stated before on here. Went out of sequence with that one. So, which I often do with Bovine Muerte for some reason.
Right.
But I'm taking 1 week off to kind of prepare the boxes that are needed for issue number 5. The new layout the pages will kind of have because there's more boxes at the bottom now. All that good shit. So, taking a 1 week, and then next week, issue number 5 starts up.
Nice. That's going to be awesome.
Gabriel currently has 5 pages fully completed, so shouldn't take any time at all to get that done.
Sweet.
Or, not any time at all to get it done, but
right.
There shouldn't be any lag in the updates. Once it gets going, we have a 5-week head start. You know, I know he'll have all the pages to me.
Yeah.
In time to just keep it going and going and going, just like issue number 4 was. And then I just need to get issue number 5, or issue number 6, all written up. But maybe in the meantime, I'll actually get that 4-page script done for the Inspiratu El Bovine Muerte crossover and hand it off to you.
That would be
that
awesome.
That way when it's all done, we can just be ready to post that up.
Yeah. I'm ready. So, you got anything else going this week, or?
Well, we had the podcast up really late.
Yeah.
And then I added a kinda sorta show. Very impromptuly. Is impromptuly a word? I don't think it is. But,
it is now.
It is now. I added a kind of sort of little show. So Donna from Sasquatch had sent out a thing a few days ago stating that they were going to have a pop-up event. You know what pop-up event means, right?
Kind of a spur-of-the-moment type thing?
Basically, but it's also just kind of like something that's there for a brief period of time and then doesn't recur.
Yeah.
Or, you know, doesn't recur regularly anyway.
So it's like a one-time thing.
Kind of, yeah, basically. So, they have a little outside sell going on at her store, so it's not where Sasquatch Comics normally is.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing a little comic swap for just a few hours that day. And so I thought, hell, you know, it's only a couple hour commitment. Eugene isn't that far away from me.
Right.
I might as well drive down there. I've made, you know, quite a bit of money at the first couple hours of quite a few shows and events. So there's nothing saying that I can't do the same at this one, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what type of traffic to expect. I don't know how many people come in her store on a regular basis. So, but I've also have not been there yet, and I've been wanting to check her store out for a little while, too.
Is it just a comic shop, or?
No, it's actually a bookstore. It's called Blue Moon Books. But she sells comic back issues, and I think she has a few new things. But I know that the main focus in terms of comics is older stuff there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That sounds fun, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Did you find out yet if you're going to be able to go with me?
I'm just going to say I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I should have the ability to have my thing covered on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
I'll do it Friday.
Okay.
To appease everybody, and then Saturday I'll just dip out and be like, nope, sorry, I'll do it when I get back, because I think this would be fun.
Right.
I enjoy going to these kind of things, and
yeah,
it's something I want to do, so. It
kind of seems like, even if it really sucks, Eugene has some goodwills, and it's not that far off the beaten path from where we would go just to go to the Salem Bin store.
Right.
So I figured nothing else, we just make it a little, you know, like shopping trip to pick up more inventory for the eBay store, you know?
Yeah, very true.
So that way we don't really lose out anything except for our backs, because we got to carry like these heavy ass long boxes, and hopefully not in the heat. Hopefully it's a shaded area.
Hopefully. It's supposed to be dropping down in temperature the next couple days, so
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
So this is 2 outdoor events in a row.
Yeah.
So that's pretty new, because, you know, we'd never done an outdoor event, and then we did the Russ-Rama show, and now we're doing what sounds like another outdoor event. So.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
I think it will be, too.
I would almost say you should ask if it's got any covered areas or not, because I can get a canopy if we need one.
And she said it was a porch.
Okay.
So usually when somebody says porch, that indicates that it is covered.
Right.
So hopefully.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah, so anything going on for you this week?
Not really. Things pretty much been the same. I need to get more ink pens.
Okay.
So I can finish working on some of the stuff that I started.
So does that mean we need to go by an art supply store when we're out and about on Saturday?
That would actually be awesome.
Okay.
I'd rather buy some expensive pens that aren't going to die
Uh-huh.
than $3 crappy Sharpies that are going out.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense.
I use the Sharpie pens that are like the super fine point.
Uh-huh.
And they used to work really good. And the last 2 packs that I bought, they changed the pen.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they're just rebranding them or if it's completely different, but both packs that I've bought, they have 2 pens in each, and the first one will last for a little bit, and then it dies out. The second one, you open it and start using it, and it's already dead. So, it's just been a pain in the ass trying to ink stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not cool. So I'd rather buy an expensive pen that's going to last a while,
Right.
than have to keep spending $3 here, $3
You
the
know,
next week.
Home Depot is now selling Sharpies that have oil paint in them.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
saw those the other day when I was there.
Nice.
Yeah. I
That'd
thought
be
that was
kind of
pretty...
fun to experiment with.
Yeah. I think it would be, too. They're made to be able to draw on, like, wood and stuff like that. But, yeah, they had all kinds of different color packs. So, like, gold and white, We can totally stop by there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
When we're out and about, if you'd like.
I think that'd be fun. I need some new stuff to experiment with.
Well, that definitely would be a good one.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really used oil paints before.
Yeah, I don't think it's a very common way to go about it with comics.
Yeah.
Most of the people that paint that I deal with paint with either acrylic or watercolor.
Right,
or digitally.
That's just about all I've ever attempted to do is just straight up acrylics, and I used to do watercolors way back. And
yeah, if you can just use these like a pen, though, why not give it a shot?
Yeah, exactly.
I think a 2-pack of them was like $3.59.
Well, that's not bad, though.
So, yeah.
Test it out. See
you
if they're
pay
any
far
good.
more than that for a lot of art pens.
Dude, no kidding.
So, why not give it a shot?
Well, considering I was spending about $10 on regular paint pens. Guest appearance.
Trick appearance.
Yeah, so the paint pens that I was buying that are like just regular acrylic pens, they're like $10 a piece. And they were garbage. They lasted for about maybe 5 minutes.
They were
tops.
$10 a piece and they were garbage? Fuck.
At Joann's.
Ah.
We're talking about the oil Sharpie.
We are.
Home Depot.
Yeah. Yeah, those were pretty pimp pens, weren't they?
They were. Although they didn't have their color very good, so they must use them for construction purposes mostly.
They, the back of them showed like little wood squares being drawn on and stuff like that in walls. So I think you could use them for mainly like stuff like that. But I don't see a reason you couldn't use Bristol board with them or anything like that. Bristol board would be thick enough to take it. If it could take acrylic, then it can take oil.
Yeah.
So what's Bristol board?
Bristol board is like the super thick ply that you use when you're doing comics. So, have the kids had any 11 by 17 sheets in the time frame we've been together?
Well, yeah. Actually.
Okay, 11 by
like,
17s are usually Bristol.
But
So it's like
poster board with texture on it?
kind of, it's not, it's a bit thicker than poster board because it's 4-ply paper. So it's made to absorb like ink a lot better and stuff like that. So the way that those are made, you can do all the penciling on them, and then you can also take like an ink pen, brush, whatever, and then ink over it, and it's thick enough that it absorbs all the ink properly without smearing or smudging around.
Canvas?
Canvas is actually a different material. Canvas is literally canvas,
Yeah.
where Bristol board is Bristol paper.
So how is it different for oil to go on canvas than it is to go on the paper if it was an oil paint? Because oil paint layers on the canvas, does it layer on the Bristol?
Good question, I don't know. I've never taken oil paint and put it on a Bristol board, so I don't know. I would think it would sink into it more than it would lay on top of it. Because that's generally what happens with anything with Bristol, is that it sinks into the first 2 layers, 3 layers. But Levon's the resident artist on the podcast, so maybe he should take that instead of me.
I have no idea.
Well, that's a very honest answer.
I've honestly never used Bristol board before, so...
You haven't?
No.
Huh.
First
Yeah, that's something that I've wanted to get a hold of and just never have the time to go out to an art store.
You don't need to go to an art store for it, but we'll be by like 2 or 3 art stores on Saturday, so we could stop by. Eugene's got a huge one.
That'd be awesome.
So we could definitely, just like, as soon as we're done with the little event, we could head right over to the art store in Eugene.
Sounds good.
And I know they sell, like, Bristol board there, scratch board, whatever you want.
I actually found a pack of all my scratch boards in my boxes the other day.
How the hell have you used scratch board but never Bristol board? That makes no sense.
Maybe I have used Bristol board, like, in school, and they just didn't tell us that's what it was.
They probably didn't give you Bristol board in school.
Scratch boards we used in my senior art class.
Yeah.
So, okay. You used it too?
I never took art, but Dusty took art, and she had scratch board. And she had mirror etching or whatever, too, where they drew on glass or something.
Mirror etching isn't done by drawing on it. You can either do acid etch, where you etch it with acid, or you can put an image into place and sandblast it.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. So she draws on the glass, not necessarily mirror, but I don't know, some of them looked like they were the foggy, like, bathroom tinted window glass. Like,
most of the time that's from sandblasting.
Yeah. And then the other one, though, looked just like it was a mirror. Cut out of it on the inside.
That was probably acid etch. So what they were probably doing was probably having the students, like, lay it out, and then they would do the acid etching, because I don't think they're going to have a bunch of high schoolers use acid etch in class. But you never know.
Could be fun.
Dusty took that class. She heard about acid etching. And thought it was something else. She never went to any other classes.
Beyond and besides that, only thing I'm really working on is I got to finish checking off the Little Lame Mime Christmas special. Looks like Patrick sent me either the second to last or last page today.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And just finished another Principalities cover with Melissa.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet looking.
Oh, I can't remember if you showed me that one the other day or not. I feel like you did, but I can't remember.
Possibly, I can't say what it is, because this is a cover that'll probably be on, like, number 20 or 21 in the series.
Right.
So I can't spill what the cover is now.
I'm pretty sure you showed me it. I want to say if you had received it while we were at Restorama. Or prior to that, because
prior to that I did.
I feel like you showed me it when you were showing Floyd.
I did not show Floyd.
Maybe I'm just completely off.
You could be. You could be. I showed Selena from Lakewood.
Okay.
Some Principalities covers.
That makes sense.
But that wasn't one of them yet. There might have just been some covers in there you hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I've only seen a couple of them, so.
But
they're awesome, though. So.
Yeah, they're big time awesome. So yeah, I got that, and then, some pages coming from Gabriel. Marco's working really hard on Diary of a Dead Man right now. Joel's working on Ghost Assassination number 4. That's about it art-wise, though. I mean, there's not really too many updates going on. What's going on with you and new Esperanto pieces?
Still
or the Lay Mime piece where he's building the wall.
Yeah, that one I need to get the ink pens.
Okay.
The penciling's basically laid out for the most part.
Okay.
I need to redo the 2 spots that we had discussed prior. This weekend will be the opportunity to do that, since I don't have a short man running around the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably be doing that. And then the Lay Mime picture that I started at Rustorama is about done, also needing the ink pen, because I got halfway done with it. Yeah, I'm relying on the ink pens quite a bit at the moment.
Got it. So we need to definitely go by and pick up some ink pens.
Yes, definitely, because
I
can't go a day without drawing, and
we will do that. Maybe like Friday night, I can just get a pen out and write ink on your forehead.
That works.
And that way, every time I look at you Saturday, I'll remember. And if people come up and look at you, they're going to be like, wow, this guy's so dedicated to the idea of ink that he got ink inked on his forehead.
I'll be like,
so
damn right.
Yeah. They won't know. They don't know the difference between tattoo and a pen mark.
Can you say it's fresh?
Yeah.
Just rub a little red marker on my forehead so it looks like it's a little, fresher. And,
you can do that.
Yeah, it'll totally work.
Or I could just get a little safety pin out and poke the area a little bit.
Exactly.
Make it look a little bit more authentic.
Exactly. You got to go all out.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, whatever.
Make it fun. Like, what the hell happened to your head? I'm dedicated.
To the idea of ink.
Just the idea, not the product.
And you really like squid ink the best, so.
Yes, it's very squidgy.
Is that where all our ink still comes from?
I don't know.
You know, canvases back in the day, they started calling them that because it was pieces that had came off of used selling canvas.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, they were looking for things to paint with and on, and the materials to make, what was it that they painted on before that? I can't remember what type of paper it was, but it was expensive.
Right.
And on the other hand, there are all these sailboats everywhere that they just throw the canvas away from.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't good for anything after it had been used for selling for X amount of years. So, you know, a painter came up with a brilliant idea of taking it and stretching it over a board and found out that it painted really well. And then, like, a whole new market was made.
Damn genius.
Yep. Yeah. It's pretty smart all in all.
Definitely. I wouldn't have thought to do that. Like, it was me, but...
It would have been obvious to me, but...
I mean, then again, I've painted on t-shirts.
Yes.
Just because I had nothing better to paint on.
I would have figured it out, because I would have been like, you guys are already painting on the cells for these.
Right.
Because they did before that.
That is a really good point.
I've been like, and you're just throwing all this shit away? No, I see an opportunity to make money. That's what it would have been for me. Any opportunity to make money.
That's not a bad thing, though.
No.
It's definitely good, especially for your wallet.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any comic news that came out of San Diego or anything that we want to talk about?
Let's see. We discussed movie trailers last week.
We sure did. I haven't really been keeping up with comic news like I used to lately.
Yeah.
I think I got really burnt listening to the big debate of, like, is the guy from Diversity in Comics an evil bastard? Or the people who are trying to keep him down an evil bastard? Blah, 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 blah. I got so fucking sick and tired of all the comic industry was talking about.
Right.
And I think I just kind of ducked out for a little bit.
That sounds about right. I think as far as Comic-Con,
Okay, so...
I just kind of didn't pay attention to anything.
I'm on CBR right now, so this is like the lamest way we've ever podcasted, but it's okay. It looks like Astonishing X-Men reveals how Colossus is coping post-breakup. Okay, so I know Colossus and Kitty Pryde were going to get married. It looks like they broke up. Well, that sucks. Could have seen that coming. Okay. Is Infinity Wars the next Marvel movie, or is that a comic?
Infinity Wars was the movie that just came out.
No. This is like something new they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I honestly don't feel like I care that much if it's one of the comics, because Marvel Comics kind of suck these days.
Yeah.
Venom, what is the Grendel, host of the symbiote god Null? Well, it's weird. Okay, all this just sounds like stupid shit to me.
They're just trying to pull off whatever they can. The
I
Venom
know.
movie trailer just got released again. Had new footage with more symbiotes, so that's probably why they're talking about that.
Hey, this sounds interesting. Dozens of unused Monty Python scripts have been rediscovered.
Ooh.
I like the sound of that. I don't really know that I need to read the whole article, though, because that pretty much says it all right there.
Yeah. They haven't been used, and they were found.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Stephen King wants you to quit looking for Easter eggs and just enjoy Castle Rock.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You don't care about that. DC's canceling Shazam, the Monster Society of Evil reprint over content concerns. So this must be like when Sesame Street had to put an R rating on their box set for season 1.
What?
It's probably because, like, I mean, the preview image shows, like, a little boy sitting on Shazam's lap back in, like, 1944.
Yeah.
It's probably like the whole things that were okay back then are not okay now, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah. Sesame Street was given an R rating for the box set for season 1?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
so, like, there's this whole episode where this little girl's playing in the park, right?
Yeah.
And this old grandpa type guy sees her and asks her if she wants to come home for milk and cookies with him because he thinks she's so cute.
Yeah.
and so she's like this little 5-year-old girl, and she goes home for milk and cookies with him. And, like, this is a part where if it's a horror movie, everything goes totally wrong.
Yeah.
However, it was the first season of Sesame Street, way back in the day.
Yeah.
So what happened was, like, they get home, and his old lady grandma wife sees her and is like, "Oh my, I just needed to make you cookies, they're so cute." And they give her cookies and milk and then walk her home.
What
like,
the hell?
Nothing happens to the little girl, of course, because it's fucking Sesame Street, right? But they didn't want to sell the Sesame Street box set and not include, like, that episode and all these other episodes.
Right.
And all this shit. But at the same time, it's like this whole thing to where if they included them, they had to give it a worse content rating. Because that's just one example.
Yeah, a kid could watch it and then be like, "Oh, I'm going to get cookies when I go home with this old man."
Right, there's that. There's, like, the first 3 or 4 episodes of Sesame Street, Big Bird's treated as though he has a mental illness because Snuffleupagus is an imaginary friend of his.
Right.
And so it's like this whole thing where the other characters, like, learn to accept him despite the fact that he has an imaginary friend. But, like, you view it through the lens of today, and it's like, oh, he's got a mental illness.
Yeah.
He's this weird kid, right? And I don't know what season it is, but there is a season where, like, you find out Big Bird's an orphan, and DHS comes to take him.
That's the movie.
That's the movie? Okay.
Yeah, that's the Big Bird movie.
Okay. Yeah, so, like, the first season, though, is just cram-packed with all, like, Oscar the Grouch is completely different now than he was back then, and, like, Cookie Monster ate nothing but garbage all the time, and now they feed him vegetables,
Right.
So, years ago, when they released the Sesame Street box set, it was given an R rating.
Dude, that is so weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's understandable if it's only really going to appeal to older fans or, parents that are watching modern stuff and they're like, oh, well, I remember these episodes, but
right.
I wouldn't necessarily want my kids watching that.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just weird. I mean, like, you think that should existing in Sesame Street, but you never worried if your kids watch old episodes of Mr. Rogers or, like any of that. So it's kind of strange that that's even, like, the case, but I guess Sesame Street never stopped to think, hey, if you send a kid home with some old dude that thinks you're cute in the park, nothing bad will ever happen from that.
Jesus. No kidding.
And then I grew up in the era where they all of a sudden have, like, these PSA episodes of sitcoms.
Right.
I think you're probably a bit too young for them. Did you ever watch Different Strokes?
No.
Okay,
I don't think I ever watched that.
There's an episode of Different Strokes when I was a kid. It was like this old creepy guy who lives in the apartment is trying to get what's Gary Coleman's name in that? Is it Arnold?
I am not sure.
Okay, he's trying to get Arnold, and I'm going to say it's Arnold. He's trying to get him and his friend to, like, go and watch, or to, like, go over to his apartment. He's going to give him candy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he's trying to take, like, pornographic pictures of them.
The hell?
Yeah. And like, there were a certain amount of these episodes that every show had to do every year.
Right.
And some of them were, like, actually good, but super dark. Like, that one I remember as a kid thinking it was a really good episode.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fucked up. And then there was, like, an episode, was it All in the Family, I think, maybe? I can't remember what show it was. But they talked about someone being raped for the first time on national television.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me about that.
They made a complete joke about that because it was like the guy who was their next door neighbor, and he's like this Barney Fife type character.
Yeah.
He gets kidnapped and repeatedly raped by this van full of really morbidly obese women.
Yeah.
And the Arnie guy, I think was his name, is like sitting in the chair being like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Sounds like a great night to me. And they're like making a joke about the fact that this guy's like traumatized and kidnapped and raped, and
oh my god,
and the wife's all like, if the situations were reversed, I'd think free pass.
Damn.
And it's like, the fuck. So sometimes they didn't handle him well at all.
It's like they had to do it. So
and then the weirdest one was like this show called Small Favors, Small Things, something like that. Small World. It was this little girl who the father had made, and she was a robot, but they try to convince everybody she was their daughter.
Yeah.
And when she touched her fingers together, she could freeze time. And like there's this episode about like smoking, but smoking is like the least concern out of the whole episode, because if you're watching the show, you realize like she's in a booth that just has like a see-through curtain in it in the parents' bedroom. That's like where she lives.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, so she's like in there when they're having sex? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
And they kind of treat her like this weird slave, but tell their kids she's their daughter.
Yeah.
So it's very bizarre. Like, that
is so
80s
weird.
sitcoms and their PSAs were fucking weird.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess you missed all that.
I remember seeing some of that kind of stuff when I was little, but it was probably all reruns and not.
So, Runaways Season 2 promises more characters from the comics. This is something I just have to touch on really quick. How the hell can that show have a Season 2? I watched the first episode and declared it the worst Marvel show of all time.
Damn.
So fucking bad. Horrid acting, horrid writing, horrid camera work. There was nothing good about it. It was fucking awful.
And they were
I turned it
greenlit
off
for
like a half
two?
hour into it. The characters didn't act like they did in the comics, I didn't think.
Right.
And yeah, apparently it's got a Season 2. It's a Hulu thing.
Well, that's interesting.
Okay, Jeremy Renner turned down a cameo in Mission Impossible Fallout. I don't know why that has to be a whole news story, but let me just say, good for him, because I fucking hate the Mission Impossible movies. Alf TV reboot in the works from Warner Bros.
I saw that this morning.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. Apparently it's supposed to be 50 years later. He's found in a bunker.
Uh-huh.
And that's about all they said.
So it's not a reboot, it's actually like a sequel to the show?
That's what it's sounding like. It's like how they're rebooting.
I wonder why
reviving
50
shows.
years later, because it hasn't been 50 years since the show ended.
Yeah. Maybe it's not 50, but...
Okay.
Unless it's supposed to be like a futuristic
I'm reading it
show.
right now.
Yeah. Because I know that someone was arguing that it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for them to do that because of the movies
It's
that they
Alf.
released.
It didn't make any fucking sense anyway.
Well, but they had movies and
They
this
did?
talk show and crap. Yeah, they had a made-for-TV movie where they basically insinuate they're going to kill him.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Everyone was like, what the hell? Like, that's the most
Was it
depressing
good at all?
thing ever. I never watched it.
Who acted like they were going to kill him?
The government finally shows up and takes him away.
Huh.
Yeah.
Aw, that's
and
sad.
They insinuate through the whole show that they're going to like,
And did you say a
experiment on it and
talk
shit.
show?
Yeah, he had a TV talk show for a while.
He did?
Yeah.
I remember the animated series and the comic, and my son loves the comic.
I didn't know. Well, yeah, I think I've seen the comics before. Okay, no, I just misread the
Alf
50
only
thing.
ran for 4 seasons?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not 50 years later. I was reading badly with dyslexia.
Okay, so the show ended in 1990, but they made the TV movie in 96.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this says that it's he was found in a bunker at Area 51 from the end of the series. So that's where I.
Well, I know
everything up.
that Fusco, the guy who co-created him and voices him and puppets him,
Yeah.
he's like really crazy. I know that. Okay. So yeah, this article doesn't really say anything about it, but I'm down for an Alf reboot.
Yeah.
Like I fucking loved Alf when I was a kid.
Did you ever see the?
And I don't care if it's a reboot or a direct sequel. Like either way is fine with me.
That's how I see it. I mean, kids nowadays probably don't even know what Alf is.
You'd be amazed how many of them do.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Did you ever see
Kids these days know about a lot of shit because of Netflix.
Well, yeah, that's true. They have a lot of that stuff online now.
Yeah, and they get into whatever they get into. I mean, like, I introduced my kids to Alf, so of course they know about it, but then, like, other kids that they start talking to about it, they seem to know what he is.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like when I was a kid, most the kids that I was friends with didn't even know what Alf was.
It's because the kids you were friends with sucked.
Yeah, very true. Had a lot of crappy friends. Did you ever see the Donald Trump? I don't know if it's necessarily a mockumentary, but it was like a parody of his book. And it was a movie that they made online, and Johnny Depp plays Donald Trump. And his best man at his wedding is Alf. It's like a
Donald Trump's best man?
Yeah, it's like a good
Alf
3-minute
wouldn't do that.
clip where he's like toasting him or whatever. It was so freaking stupid, but they had the original puppeteer and voice and stuff. It was pretty funny.
You know Alf would never do that.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. I'm looking to see. No, I don't want to allow Newsarama to send me notifications. Why would I allow Newsarama to send me notifications? That's a horrible idea.
I know you want
Something new, Judge Dredd-wise coming out, which is cool. Have you ever actually read Levon Rockets? I see something for Fantagraphics here.
I have not.
Yeah, neither have I. I feel like it's one that, like, everybody has read that, you know, is into critically acclaimed shit. Except for me. I've never have.
I don't think I've even heard of it before.
Oh, so they're apparently, they're doing, a new TV shared universe that's going to have Dylan Dog in it.
Really?
Uh-huh. It's also got some character named Nathan Never. I don't know Nathan Never, but I know Dylan Dog.
Yeah.
The Dylan Dog stories I like. They're very, very poorly adapted over here, though.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're originally in French. In the Dark Horse translations, they just literally did translations. They didn't fix the dialogue so that it sounded good in English, you know? So I wish somebody besides Dark Horse would have done it, because it didn't seem like they had a lot of love for it.
Right.
It just seemed like they just kind of, yeah.
Lame.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, so Why the Last Man is moving ahead. That's cool. Have you read Why the Last Man?
I have not.
Okay, Why the Last Man you have to read before it comes out in movie form.
Okay.
It's Brian K. Vaughan, and it's about how this guy wakes up and he and his monkey Ampersand are the last things living with a Y chromosome.
Right.
Every other thing died. So
yeah.
Dogs, cows, you know, humans, of course, but anything that was a man except for him and his damn monkey just died out in an instant. And so now he's the last man. And he's kind of he's a very beta male type pussy guy.
Right.
So it's kind of like his survival / move across the country, because they're trying to get him to where he'll breed with this one woman, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got to check it out. It's really, really good.
Sounds pretty cool.
And the character, though he is kind of a beta male pussy, he's still very enjoyable to read.
Yeah.
So, new Untitled Terminator, and it's going to have Linda Hamilton in it.
Yeah, I saw a post about that.
Have they canceled that god-awful
though.
Thundercats yet?
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I hope they did.
I know that the guy was going off online about how people needed to shut up.
He needs to shut up, him and his fucking man bun.
Yeah, he was all
fuck
pissed
you,
off.
man bun.
He's like, you know, it's just your opinion. We're doing what we want to do, and people.
It's not an opinion. The fact that you fucking suck, you and your stupid man bun, is not a goddamn opinion. It's a fact. Fuck off,
dude. Right?
Fuck off.
Although I found an interesting old Saturday Night Live skit with Lion-O and.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, I found that one online.
I'm old enough to have watched that when it was new.
Yeah, it popped up on YouTube. I stopped watching SNL.
Is it the one where they come to life and are patting their crotches? That's
like
not even that old a one. That's just a few years old.
No, I said it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped watching it like borderlining high school because
there's another one that had Lion-O in it. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
And they keep patting their crotches, and then, like, She-Ra comes to life, too.
The mom takes them all in the hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
I got a kick out of that.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Kids all disappointed. Or maybe it was Mad TV that had a Thundercat skit on it. In any case. Yeah, it doesn't really look like there's a whole lot going on comic-wise. There's not much news.
Yeah.
Most of it seems to be about TV series and movies.
That's just about all I've been hearing recently.
Which I don't really care that much about unless it's mine. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to go see some of them. I would definitely go see a Why the Last Man movie. And I hope they do it justice.
Yeah.
Hey, sweet. Okay, here's something we can talk about. Tony Morgan, the cover artist for Chronicles Von Helsing, is going to be having a gallery show on August 2nd. Holy shit, that's soon. Called Tony Morgan is Not Dead.
That's cool. August 2nd, that would be tomorrow.
Well, shit. Okay. So it's going to be happening as Quinchlar Gallery. And at 6 p.m. or whatever. I don't actually know, but that sounds about right. That's Tony's words, not mine. The address is 328 Northwest Broadway, number 113, Portland, Oregon. It's in the Pearl District. Come hang out with some truly great people and check, he spelt it like the Republic, out the stuff I'm doing when I'm not doing motorcycle stuff. Sweet.
Nice.
I wish I would have known about this before. I would have been pimping him out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I wonder if it's just a spur of the moment thing, because
I don't know, I guess it's possible, but Sequential Art Gallery usually plans out their stuff months, if not years in advance.
Right.
I like the name of it, though. Tony Morgan's Not Dead.
Yeah, I like that.
That's great. I would really like to go to that. I just don't know if I'll be able to.
Right. No, that'd be cool.
Huh. Very cool.
He's got some fantastic art.
Hell yeah,
I'd like to actually see pieces up in person.
Mm-hmm. I own one of the originals.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I own the original to the cover for number 5. He gave it to me as a birthday gift.
Nice.
Yeah, I also own a couple little paintings he did, including one that he did of me that he gave to me as a birthday gift a couple years prior.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's on my Facebook page, but I'll have to get those out and show you.
Yeah.
I have a whole box of original art that my artists have done. Some of which has been published, some of which hasn't. That's it for this week's Darkslinger Mafia podcast. It's Adam Watson.
Levon Baker.
Roger Williams.
Thank you for listening.